Hello, Lee. I told you I would get to this. I'm sorry I'm a few days late. I think I can get that off the screen. It won't let me. There we go. It says kind of like your order, or like specifically what you want. Sorry, my hair's wet. And, so I was refreshing it because I want to make sure I answer your questions. So, you've been a fan since WCW. And, I'm wondering how old you are when I wrestled over there. And if you knew that I'm half British. My father was in the military, lieutenant colonel. And when he was stationed overseas, in England, he met my mom. So, yeah. She lived in North London, Penner, Middlesex, Hatch End was a specific little place. And, I have a cousin, and then I just call him my godbrother, because she's kind of like my godmom. But he still lives over there. We talk, on Facebook, so I keep in touch with him. But I want to go back and visit, and I want to wear my jersey. Where did I put it for you? No, I thought I had everything ready, and I don't. Yes, I do. England! Yeah, right! I should have worn this. I put it on my t-shirt with the little hole in it, because it's for my favorite singer. I bought some of her merch to support her. And this is a t-shirt from her concert in like 97 or something, when she came to Atlanta. So, I saw her then. She's called Estero. Well, hey, you can see my little hole there. Is it on this side? There. That's her. That's how you give her a listen. She kind of reminds me of Lily Allen, but she's been a little different. She's got a really cool voice. So, I don't know if you were there when we were there, when WCW was there, but, the screaming, a lot of the people would just be like, oh, God, you know, backstage, and then every once, I'd come to the back, and they'd just, like, be smiling and just kind of shaking their heads. Sid Vicious used to do it to me all the time. I was walking around the back of the arena, and he'd be like, just do it one time, and I'd go, ah! And everybody would stop, and I'd just be like, ah, and they'd look and see it with me, and, they didn't really care. I had people tell me that they were, like, backstage in another room watching on the monitor, and they could hear me out there, because there was a little bit of a delay. So, you either loved it or you hated it. You can hear my voice. There's no way. I can't, there's no way. Oh my God. But fans, they'd be like, God, when you used to come on, I'd be like, or my mom would come in and be like, oh, shut that screaming off. And other fans were like, oh, that's so cool. And I think it kind of helped pave the way for a little more diversity. Not that there weren't people before me, like Sherry Martel or something that is different from, say, the Nitro Girls or Tori and Stacy, who were the only women that ended up getting picked up after we got bought. So, but I did work for WWE, I don't know if you know that, for only about 6 months. I never got pulled up to TV. Oh, and I saw today, they let Mickie James go, Samoa Joe, Callisto, who I think he's one of the guys in the mask, and then the Iconics. That's, they're my buddies. That's Billy Kay. And, well, I don't know. We always called her by her real name. But that's just sad. I hear that AEW is getting good ratings, but I think it would be awesome if they paired them up and made a weird, like, make fun of them, and make fun of WWE, and give them a different name, and because they were an awesome tag team. I don't know, man. Some of my friends are like, did you hear? And I don't pay that much attention. But when it's Mickie James, she's a good friend of mine, and I'm like, shit. So anyway, that was kind of the heat. Like I said, the fans were hot and cold. Sometimes they shut up, and the other times it would be, it's so hot. You scream, it's sexy, or whatever. And then you asked one other thing. I'm going to read. Okay, so I was going to tell you, I mean, the worst moment, I guess the wedding gown match and Eric Bischoff trying to get me to get my dress ripped off, and how he made it seem like I was being difficult to work with when I was just like, hey, I'm just an actress. I don't want to get my clothes ripped off. So, and he did it to me again in TNA. And if nobody sees, he wrote that he was in charge at Bash at the Beach in 2000. He was the head person in charge. And at TNA, when we had to do that stupid lockbox challenge, and I won the key and then opened the lockbox, he wrote that segment too. But then he does his little podcast, acts like he doesn't know who I am. And it's like, I mean, seriously, have you not seen me wrestle? Like, I wouldn't rip off my clothes. So, that was shitty. Because how I found out that I was going to have the match was Sandra, who is the lady that does all of AEW stuff. And she's doing funny little skits now. And it's just so awesome because I don't even know how old she is. But I would just sit in wardrobe and go through her scraps of materials, and I would cut out the letters, and I'd make my little tank tops. I thought I have one right here. Hold on. No, my bad. Okay. But you know what I'm talking about, my little tank tops that I wear. So I would be in wardrobe a lot. You know, I'd have to iron it on, and then she would just sew them on for me real quick. So she said, what do you want for your dress? This is what Stacy's. I was like, what dress? Huh? They didn't even tell me. And then when I found out, I'm calling Janie, his secretary, and I'm like, can I please speak with Eric? I can't do that. There's no way. And she understood. But he just made it out like I was being a difficult woman to work with. So, yeah, that was the worst. The best, I'll tell you how my first rib from Kevin Nash, I don't know if you've heard that story. I'd like to go back to the UK and see Jetta and Rhea O'Reilly and see all them because I love them. Not Nikki because she's here. I love Nikki. Let's see. Oh, one of my best moments was I was kind of new, and they had formed the NWO again, and it was like Steiner, Brett, Jeff, Nash, and Hall, whenever he would actually make it to TV and not be too fucked up. And I'm just being honest with you. I'm not trying to shit talk him, but at that point in his life, he was very unreliable. And as WCW was just going, he seemed to just give lesser fucks. You know, he just didn't care. So, anyway, so they're telling me this, and they're like, okay, is this going to be David and Crowbar out there? And then the NWO is going to come out and beat you guys all up. And then I'd be beating them up, and you run in, and you're going to nut Kevin Nash from the back, and then he'll go, and then get David and Powder and go to the back. That was the only thing I had to do. I'm sorry, I'm laughing before I even get to the story. So I'm like, oh my god, I gotta hit Kevin Nash in the nuts. Oh no! So I go up to him and I'm like, Mr. Nash, I know what I have to do. I know my cue, and I know I need to go to the side. Is there anything else, you know, that I should, you know? No, you know. And he was always nice. Like, he was very intimidating. And I'd see him and I'd say, hello, Mr. Nash. I don't know why I called him that at first. But I would make sure I did shake his hand. And he was just always very quiet and mysterious. I mean, he's freaking big sexy. So I was nervous. And I get in there and I nutted him. And he squeezed his legs together and caught my arm. And he timber, boom, and just took me down with him. With my arm in between his legs. And I was like, oh shit, I fucking nutted Kevin Nash. Oh my god. And I'm just like, oh no, he's gonna kill me. I'm getting fired. And then finally he lets my arm go. I get David, we go to the back. And when you're done wrestling, everybody that just was in that segment, they all get together and we all discuss. Yeah, no, that went right. Oh, that looks good. That was a cool spot. Or, whoa, where were you there? And I would just step back just kind of quietly. And I waited and we were done talking. And then I went over and I was like, I'm really sorry, Mr. Nash. I hit you. I got you, didn't I? I think I said I hurt you, didn't I? And he had this song, and he goes, and like some other, like Sid was there, maybe Lex. And I was just, and then he goes, take you down with me. And I just started laughing. I mean, this is the fucking funniest thing. And they're rimming the new girl, which was me, and seeing how if I was like, well, that was like, seriously, they were testing me, and I just started laughing. I was like, yep, you got me. And I think that's why I was there for as long as I was, because I was only supposed to be there 6 weeks. And I just was so happy to be there. I did anything and everything I could to they extended my contract, you know, so I was like, oh, in the 2 years now, yeah. It was like 6 weeks, and then it was like 6 months, and then it went to a year, and then they gave me a raise and I had another year, so it just kind of fell on my lap, and I have other ribs, but that's the first one. It was like the first couple months I was there, and I was petrified, so I hope that went well. I wanted to give you a nice long one. I'm going to stop it at